Hi, I'm Mary, and this is another magical math moment. This video is designed for students in Algebra 2 and beyond. It's a request actually from one of my subscribers. So if you're kind of looking at this like, why is she posting this up in the end of January? It's not something I'm currently covering in my classes nor my tutoring right now, and like pre-cal, they've already done this. But, it's interesting nonetheless just to kind of do something that I haven't thought about in a bit. So we're going to be looking at arithmetic sequences and series. An arithmetic sequence is a sequence with a constant rate of change. So you've probably heard of that before with linear functions, slope. So we're going to look at a different way to write these things. A series is when you take your sequence and you add up some of the numbers in the sequence. So we're going to go ahead and look at arithmetic today where there's a common difference. A sub n is the value of the nth term. A sub 1 is the first term. N is just whatever number term you're dealing with. And then common difference is D. So we're going to look at a couple of examples and write an equation for the nth term of the sequence. And then we're going to find the 100th term in the sequence. Okay, so we have A sub 1 is 7 and D is negative 2. I can go ahead and throw it right in. A sub n is equal to 7 plus n minus 1 times negative 2. Notice how I'm putting the difference in parentheses, because if I don't do that, it's going to look like I'm subtracting 2, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to backward distribute in. Watch your signs. You end up with negative 2n plus 2, and then combine your like terms. So the equation that you would use is negative 2n plus 9. Now they've also asked us to find the value of the 100th term. And I don't think I'm going to do that for all of these, but at least for the first one, you can kind of see what that looks like. So I'm just replacing n with 100. Negative 2 times 100 plus 9 is going to give us negative 200 plus 9, which is negative 191. So that's the value of your 100th term. All right. Here is another one where they give you the sequence. So in this case, it goes on forever. I need to figure out what the difference is. So as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that these are all increasing by 9. So that is our common difference. I can also look at the first term. Ooh, that's A sub 1. And then I can go ahead and throw them into the equation. A sub n is equal to the first term, negative 14, plus the quantity n minus 1 times the common difference of 9. We're going to backward distribute in. We got 9n minus 9 over here. So 9n minus, what is that? 4n, 9, 13, negative 23. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right. If you wanted to find the value of the 100th term, you just plug it in and do the math. This one is sneaky because they give you the first term and the 5th. So you got to figure out what's going on in between. If I list these out, I know I have a first term, a second term, a third term, a fourth term, and then the 5th term is 95. So if I can figure out the difference here, I can do that with a simple equation. Let's see. I'm starting at 63, and then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 D's to get to 95. So 63 plus 4D is 95. I'm going to subtract 63. I get 4D, let's see, 32. Oh, how convenient. We'll divide by 4, and D is 8. Okay, I now have my D value. I know the first term. I can go ahead and write my equation. A sub n is 63 plus the quantity n minus 1 times 8. We're going to go ahead and send that in. 63 plus 8n minus 8. 63 minus 8, 55 plus 8n. I guess I can put it in standard form and put the term with the variable first. Usually by the time you get to sequences, it's not that big of a deal. If it's not in standard form, it just depends on your instructor. All right, so those were the sequence problems. Next, we're going to talk about the partial sum of an arithmetic series. So there's two formulas you can use based on what you have. N is going to be the number of terms. A sub 1 is still the first term. A sub n is going to be the value of the nth term depending on what you have. And then obviously D is still going to be your common difference. So, come on, get off of there. I've got A sub 1 is 20, A sub 2 is 17, and N is 25. So if I'm looking here, I can easily see that the difference between 20 and 17 is -3. I'm going to go ahead and use the first equation to figure out what's going on here. So the summation of the first 25 terms is going to be 25 over 2 times 2 times the first term, 20, plus the quantity 25 minus 1 times the common difference, -3. Now that is a lot of numbers. All right, we got 25 divided by 2, that's 12.5. 2 times 20 is 40. 25 minus 1 is 24. And I think I'm going to have to calculate some of this. 24 times -3 is -72. All right, and this is the point where I'm just like, it is too late in the day. So let's see, 40 minus 72 is -32. I will multiply that by 12.5 to get -400. So the sum of the first 25 terms in this sequence is -400. You might be thinking, wait, how is that possible? Remember, we're going to be going down by 3, so we are going to end up into negative territory. All right, I saved the best for last. Here is one of our sigma problems, and this is a weird one, so get ready for it. When you have a sigma notation, that just means summation. I have x equals 10, that's your start point. The 19 up here, that's going to be what you end with, or your stop point. So we're going to have to use those values with this equation to get the actual values in the sequence. So you've got to be careful with this, right? So the first term is going to be when I put 10 in there. So A sub 1 is going to be 2 times 10 minus 1, 20 minus 1, 19. Now you got to be careful with 19. When you look at this, it's like a difference of 9, right? But be careful, because you're going to be going from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're actually going up 10. So this is going to represent the 10th term in the sequence. Isn't that weird? That always messes kids up. It messes me up. So don't feel bad about that if you got tricked. We're going to go 2 times 19 minus 1. So 38 minus 1 is 37. All right, so I've got the first term and the last term. That means I can go ahead and use that other equation to figure this out. So we're going to go S sub, how many terms do we have? 10 is 10 over 2. And then we're going to multiply it by the first term, 19. And the sum of that with 37. So we have 5. 19 plus 37 is 56. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply that by 5. So I get 280 as my sum. So that means the sum of the first, the first 10 terms, not the first, first 10 will be 280. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you really did enjoy this one, I do take requests, so please feel free to comment below, and I'm happy to put up some different content, assuming I know how to do it, which I probably do, unless it's calculus or some heavy stats. Ooh, then we're not going to be friends. Some basic calculus I can do, but it's been a while with some of the other stuff. So again, I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.